guys, welcome back to another episode of Relinquish TV. As usual, this is Thaddeus, this is Lauren. We're going to be changing things up this episode. We're going to have kind of a free conversation just about something that we see, out now that we've kind of wrapped up our series on our sayings. Right now, we only have three more, but it'll be coming, I'm sure. So here's something a little bit different. We're going to be doing this for now on carrying out the show. So, babe, let me ask you, what does clout chasing mean to you?
So, babe, let me ask you. Who can see, y'all? I can't. Let's see. Clout chasing, I guess just like when you're doing stuff, like literally just to get attention. And a lot of times, like clout chasing definitely has a negative undertone, right? So, I mean, it's usually like when you're doing something like to get attention and it's, I don't know. That's what I get from it. Like, how would you describe it?
I mean, I kind of think really that's honestly what social media has turned into. Not dogging it at all. I very much think social media is a great thing. I mean, we use it to connect with people, with the business, for them to see us more than just course some shirts. Yeah. But there are some negative connotations to it. I think people nowadays will do a lot just to get the like or just to get views or just to be relevant in a way. I mean, think how many people honestly who become famous just off of it. You got the girl, from Mari, who cussed out her mom on the show. I can't remember if it was Mars.
That was Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And Dr. Phil, cussing out his mom on the show. Now she out here rapping. You know what I'm saying? That
she got a whole
career.
She's got
a whole career. So I mean, I think it's one of the things where it's become endorsed to where people blow up and get big. So I think people kind of chase that attention.
Yeah.
I think there is some good clout. If they're pushing positive messages out there, I don't think that clout is bad, but there are definitely some negative ones. Like for example, like the crazy thing for me is now like when you go to the store, I need my ice cream. Like, hey babe, give me that double vanilla, premium select from Kroger. Like that is my joint. Yeah. So for me, like seeing the the two young ladies and even a grown ass man licking some ice cream and like putting it back on the shelves, like I don't want to go to Kroger right now to get ice cream. I'm scared. Like, did somebody lick this? You know what I'm saying? And it's one of the things of like, what was the purpose of y'all doing that? Like, what was the reason for them doing that?
That one still makes my stomach turn a little bit. So I don't even have feedback for you on that one outside of being nasty.
Yeah, like literally, like for real, like you're literally licking ice cream, putting it back in, just for people to think for you to get likes and you want to look cute while you're doing it. Like to me, it's just whack. Like. And then there's some people like, oh, they should get locked up for that. But literally, you don't know what these people have in their mouths. You don't know what disease they have. Like, you are contaminating my ice cream.
Right.
Like, I almost said another word. Like, if I saw you in the streets, like, we would have problems. Like,
it'd be a different situation.
Yeah. Like, to me, like, they deserve in a way. I mean, I hate to see anybody go to jail. It's bad. I don't want nobody to go to jail. But, you need to. Like people need to get suffer for that. Like I'm happy that they're getting people are looking for them and they get caught on camera. And it too is stupid. You did something illegal on camera. Like you realize how dumb that is. It's kind of like you see people like on IG and stuff talking about showing the weed, talking about 2020 for this. Like why are you putting your prices online? Like I have no problem showing weed. Okay, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I smoke myself, but like don't put it out there like you trying to sell it. Like you basically tell the cop, hey, come find me. Like.
I get you.
Snitch on yourself.
Okay, so the difference between, like, for instance, like that video. So let's say you do that. You make this video. You think it's funny. You're licking these ice creams, whatever. The difference between, like, that type of video and then have you seen those videos where it's, like, the guy is playing, like, he's being a prankster in, like, the grocery store. Yeah. And, like, he'll go up to people and, like, he'll take their groceries, like, out of their hand. Or, like, he'll shop at other people's carts, like, while he's in there. One, I feel like that's funny because people do really react like in different ways, but like that one's funny without harming anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like that one's like for a laugh. Like when you're doing stuff to ice cream, it's like you did that. Like it might be crazy you did that, but that's not funny and it definitely harms people when you do that. And so like I guess that's the difference between like I guess, and I mean, I don't know, is that a difference in like what we think is funny versus what other people think is funny, or is it because you're clout, you just want to put something really cool on TV or on social media, and you want it to be seen as cool? Like, I don't know. I think that's a hard juggle.
No, that's a great point. I didn't even think about that. Different people's ideas, funny does really matter because you might not think it's funny, but there's thousands of other people who think it's funny, or just that small group of 1,000 thinking it's funny. Makes you feel like, oh, I did something cool. But it's just one of the things I feel like clout chasing and chasing of likes, it's almost like, to me, not a disease, but a way to kind of get around things. Same things with like you see these chicks, sucking on the cucumbers. Like first time I saw it, okay, cool, you're a little freak. But after that, it was just like
He said, "Okay, cool."
yeah, like you know what I'm saying. But it's just like no, it's just like okay, cool, whatever. You're doing that, you're out here, you're living your life. But after that, like literally, I saw a post on Twitter. It was a club, right? People were in the club. All these chicks had cucumbers in their hands. Like they were
at the
all,
club.
yes, it was a group. It was like literally all in the club. Like literally, dude had a camera on stage. Chicks all over it. Dude's like, yeah, what y'all gonna do to them cucumbers? And like girls are just like sucking on them like they dicks. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm just why? Like literally, why are you doing this? And shoot, half them girls probably ain't even sucking like that anyway.
I don't care what you're doing. Like my thing is just, but like I don't know, because I don't want to tell people like how to live their lives. Like I'm really big. I'm like I don't want to do that. But that does not resonate with me on any like
well,
way.
Yeah, it's just
I
like,
don't get it. Like why?
You just like why are you doing this? Like, and I feel like, and especially the realm we live in nowadays, especially like I said, I just got Instagram, so it's kind of like for me like a new experience. I do see it on there. I'm like, you know what? You want to catch people's attention. It's like it almost like you want people's attention. Like literally, I posted things thinking about, okay, are people actually gonna like this? And the fact that like that thought came in my head, they realized like, oh wow, like you're like really not that different. But that's a real thing. We post things trying to get likes. Like for example, just like me and you, we talk about with our business, like, hey, what's gonna get people to stop at us more and see us more, right? Mm-hmm. Or like, hey, this picture, ooh, you got a little cheeky showing, people don't like us a little more. Like, well, no, not you. It's just in general, like, we know what's gonna do it. Like, I remember last episode we talked about the Aisha Curry thing, right? And I remember me and you had this discussion, and I said, I'm more likely to go to like somebody's page like Bria Miles over Aisha Curry because what I'm gonna see. You know what I'm saying? As a guy or a visual, I want to see, cheeks, I want to see body parts. So, like, if I see that, I'm more like likely to go to that page than to somebody's page you just dress regularly. Like, literally, it makes me think: is there a difference because that's what they put out there so they can get likes and so they can get attention? It's the same thought process of like you're trying to chase it.
I also think that everybody's chasing different things, right? So it's like it depends on like, is this part of your business? Is this what you're trying to promote and you're trying to get out to people? Like. Everybody's why is a little bit different. And so I think, that means your content and what you're putting out there is probably going to be a little different. But you do see those, some, I mean, not just pages, but you do see some people where you're like, okay, like, clearly this is all that you're about.
Yeah. But I think it goes into flexing too, though.
It does go into flexing, but at the same time, I think about not so much like, me judging or wanting to control like what they're putting out or being judgmental on what they're putting out, and more so me thinking of like, as long as your heart, your spirit, your mind is happy and strong and you're okay with like, what you're doing and how you're portraying yourself, like, okay. Like that has nothing to do with me. We might not be friends, like we might not be people who vibe together, somebody who I want to follow on like a social media channel or whatever. But either way, like that's you. I don't have problems with that.
I guess you're more getting at the reasons behind they're doing.
I always care. Okay, so you know me, even with my friends, I'm always going to do a heart check. I care about how they're feeling, like, from that standpoint. So, I mean, if you're good with it, all right.
But, I mean, to me, it's just like, but why do I feel like we live in a generation, live in a world right now where we want attention so much, right? Where we're willing to go these extremes. Like, cause like some stuff is just flat out stupid. Like looking at ice cream, the cucumbers, or hey, even as a dude, I've done this before too. Like you go out to a club, you want to show that you got money. You see somebody next to you got a bottle, you feel like you got an urge to buy a bottle too. Why did I feel the urge to do that? I felt the urge to do that because I wanted people to see me. For me to flex a little bit, to feel like I got a little clout. You know what I'm saying? Or like you go to a club and let's say you know somebody in the club. Oh yeah, bro, I know somebody. I can get it saying without waiting in line. Like that makes you feel away if you feel like you got some clout. And it's sometimes I have to catch my own self in doing that and saying, okay, Thaddeus, is this coming from a place where you really trying to help your friend out and get in this place where you got to stand in line, or you just doing that because you want flexing so you got clout, right?
Yeah.
And I have to self check myself. Cause I remember
absolutely,
especially when I first moved to Atlanta. I'll be the first one to admit
it can be
it can be very not very easy. It can be intimidating because I was like, oh yeah, like these people are about it. They're out here. Like I need to make sure I put myself out there. And I say this, I did a lot of stuff trying to flex and show like, ooh, I can fit in. When it's really like, nah, bro, you
never had
nobody ever cared about that, and you could have the same amount of friends you have now and appreciate the friends you have now because they're genuine. So I even got caught up in it, myself at once. Yeah. You feel like you ever got caught up in that?
Absolutely. And I think I even came to a point like maybe a couple months ago where I was like, I'm really just into impressing myself nowadays than anybody else. Because like nobody at the end of the day, like if I'm not happy with what I'm doing, like I'm not good with that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, if I can just work on and worry about impressing myself and that, like, so my main question is, for instance, when I put on an outfit, when I'm going to do something different, when I'm going to do an activity, like anything I do, like I'm just gonna tell myself like, okay, like we're good.
Yeah.
So
I feel like as a business, it's kind of hard to balance that too, because you have to realize, like, hey, I want people to like my stuff, and I know that some things we have to do to get people attention, but we still want to kind of balance it where,
authenticity.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Are we like chasing something, trying to be like somebody else, or we're trying to stay genuine to who we are?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, guys, we're trying to wrap this up. We won't take up too much of your time today. Right now, thank y'all for taking the time to watch with us. Thank you for going on this journey with us. Like I said, we're going to be changing things up over the next few episodes. Kind of want to connect with y'all more. So please comment below, comment on the site, comment on the page. Please check us out. Hey, share your stories with us. How do you feel about clout chasing? What do you think about clout chasing? Is positive, is negatives? Hey, we're open up to hearing ideas. We go through it too every day, especially with having a business. Until next time, y'all be blessed. Be dope as is. Trust your truth. Be free to be. We'll see y'all next time.